Hello, I'm Kent Weens, owner of Weens Lawn Care in Parker, Colorado, with a tip for you on seeding your lawn. Now, when you go to seed your lawn, you need to decide what type of grass seed you want to use or plant. In the sunny area, you're going to want to use sunny varieties such as Kentucky bluegrass or perennial rye, or a combination of the two, which would be an excellent choice. Um, and if it's a semi-shady area, you're going to want to maybe do a sunshade mix, maybe Kentucky bluegrass and a fine fescue mix would be good. And then in a shady area, you're going to want to use the fine fescue, which does well in a shady area, because a sunny type grass won't do well in a shady area, or vice versa. Uh, the best way to seed a lawn, or the best candidate for seeding, is a lawn that's maybe thin, in spots and just needs to be thickened up. If you've got just bare dirt areas, you need to decide if you want to spend the money and sod it and have instant grass, or if you're willing to be a little more patient and seed it, and maybe have to keep, seed it a couple times to thicken it up the way you want it. But the most important thing about seeding is the watering after you seed it. It must be watered 3 times a day, every day for 3 weeks, or nothing will happen. And there's three things that need to happen for the seed to germinate or pop like popcorn and come up. And that is, number one, the soil temperatures have to be up high enough, and the higher the soil temperatures, the faster the seed will germinate. And number two, it has to have the moisture. And actually, it's just those two things. And if that happens, then it will germinate and come up. Um, Type of grass that I like to use for a disease called necrotic ring spot, which is a disease in the soil, is perennial ryegrass, and it's more disease resistant. I like the looks of the Kentucky bluegrass, but it is susceptible to the necrotic ring spot, and the perennial rye is not. So a good combination in a sunny area would be, 50% Kentucky bluegrass and 50% perennial ryegrass. So those are some things on seeding your lawn. Now I would like to give you a report that I wrote, and it's called 10 Things You Must Know to Avoid Choosing the Wrong Lawn and Tree Service. First, are they a legal business? Do they have a registered trade name with the state in which you reside? It is law in the state of Colorado. Every business must have a registered trade name with the state. This is public information, and you can go to the state's website and do a search on their DBA, or doing business as, name and see. If they don't, you probably don't want to do business with them. Next, how long have they been in business? Just because they haven't been in business very long doesn't necessarily mean they're not a legitimate business. If they have years of experience working for other reputable companies. Maybe they just recently made the move to start their own business. But if they just started yesterday and don't have previous experience in the industry, you probably want to stay away. Next, are they registered with the Better Business Bureau? Just because they're not registered with the BBB doesn't necessarily mean they're not a legitimate business. It's very expensive to register with them, and maybe they just can't afford it yet. But you can do a search on their business on the BBB website to see if there are any complaints there against them. I always do a check with the BBB when considering using a new business that I'm not familiar with. Next, are they licensed? You must be licensed with the Colorado Department of Agriculture to legally apply pesticides for hire in the state of Colorado. A pesticide is any chemical used to rid you of a pest. In other words, a herbicide is a weed killer, an insecticide is an insect killer, fungicide is a disease killer, And next, do they carry insurance? Any business must carry a minimum of $1 million of liability insurance in the state of Colorado. This is in case they do major damage on your property or there is injury or death caused by them. Next, how much experience/knowledge do they have? Do they have enough? Do they know enough about lawn and tree care to accurately diagnose and make recommendations for the problems with your lawn and trees? You don't want to be paying them all kinds of money to do the applications, and your lawn just continues to look worse and worse because they're not addressing the problems on your property. All they know how to do is the applications, and that's it. Next, do they guarantee their work? Some things you can't guarantee, such as seeding, because good results depend on the client doing their part by following watering instructions, and we have no control over that, but we can guarantee that the job will be done right the first time and to your satisfaction. Next, why are their prices so much lower on some services such as aeration? Well, first you must be sure you're comparing apples to apples. Do they carry liability insurance? If they do damage on your property, will they fix it or replace it at no cost to you? If you pay $25 for your aeration and they do $250 of damage to your sprinkler system and won't fix it or replace it, you haven't saved much, have you? And if necessary, get it in writing before they do the job. Next, do they keep their word? When they say they will be there on a certain day, do they show up? If not, do they give you a call to explain why not? Do they say they will do something and then when it comes down to it, they won't? Do they quote one price, then bill you for more? How is their integrity? Are they a man of their word? Do they return your calls? How soon? And last, do they use safe products? Are they concerned about the health and safety of you, your children, your pets, the environment, the public, your property? Do they list on the invoice they leave with you products used, any precautions, special instructions, EPA registration numbers in case of emergency, their contact information, your contact information? They should because it's the law. Thank you.